Electric vehicles have a bad news. Their sales are losing momentum with U.S. buyers, attributed to high prices.
Baltimore Orioles have a drama with succession. The owner wants the team to be sold when he dies, but his oldest son doesn't agree. The frequent flyer trick won't work anymore, as airlines have changed loyalty programs.
Hostile governments are snatching American citizens, putting them at risk.
Top Biden officials meet with Mexico's president to discuss migration and slow border crossings.
Apple has a good news. The U.S. court pauses the ban on most of Apple's watch models. The New York Times sues Microsoft and OpenAI for alleged copyright infringement.
Joe Lieberman draws ire from Democrats for working with the No Labels group.
Spending is up, but people still feel down, according to the Mesri Index.
The S&P 500 is hovering near a fresh record.
The Israel-Hamas war jeopardizes prospects for peace in Yemen. Offensive surges are happening in Gaza refugee camps. The special counsel urges not to let Trump inject politics in court.
The Michigan Supreme Court rejects an effort to keep Trump off the primary ballot.
Good news? Apps TechCrunch's favorite apps of 2023, positive. This article highlights the positive impact of various apps that have made everyday life easier in 2023.
Good news. Blue Sky finally lets users look at posts without logging in. Positive. Blue Sky now allows users to browse posts on its platform without requiring a login, improving accessibility.
Neutral news: the eternal struggle between open source and proprietary software. The article discusses the ongoing debate between open source and proprietary technologies.
Good news. Blue Sky finally lets users look at posts without logging in. Positive. Blue Sky now allows users to browse posts on its platform without requiring a login, improving accessibility. Bad news. Spotify starts disinvesting in France in response to new music streaming tax. Negative. Spotify announces it will no longer support 2 music festivals in protest against a controversial tax on music streaming platforms in France.
The New York Times is suing OpenAI and Microsoft for training generative AI models on Times content without permission. This is bad news for OpenAI and Microsoft as they are facing a lawsuit and potential copyright violations.
Gen AI is causing technical debt for businesses, leading to potential issues and increased costs. This is bad news for companies relying on AI technologies, as it could hinder innovation and lead to financial difficulties.
BotBuilt aims to reduce the cost of home building with robots. This is good news, as it could potentially make homes more affordable and accessible.
VCs are entering 2024 with healthy paranoia. This is neutral news, as it indicates a cautious approach to investments, which can have both positive and negative implications depending on the specific circumstances.
AI ethics is falling by the wayside in the industry. This is bad news, as it signifies a lack of attention to ethical considerations in the development and implementation of AI technologies.
Innovent Biologics, Inc. and Sanogene Bio USA, Inc. have announced a collaboration to develop an siRNA drug called SGB-3908. This drug specifically targets angiotensinogen, a protein involved in hypertension, high blood pressure. This collaboration is great news because it means that these two companies are working together to develop a potential treatment for hypertension, which could have significant benefits for individuals suffering from this condition.
Everest Medicines has good news as they announced that their new drug application for Nefecon has been accepted by the Taiwan Food and Drug Administration. This acceptance means that the drug will now undergo a review process for its potential use in treating primary immunoglobulin A nephropathy in adult patients.
Callaway Biopharmaceuticals has good news, as they will be presenting the results of their Phase 2 study on a treatment called CBL-514. The study focused on the reduction of subcutaneous fat, which refers to the fat that is stored just below the skin. This news is significant as it shows progress in developing a potential therapy for individuals seeking to reduce excess fat in specific areas of their body. The presentation will take place at the 25th IMCAS World Congress in Paris, France, from 13th of February 2024. PharmaBlock Sciences, Inc. has good news as they have opened a new high-potency active pharmaceutical ingredient, API, good manufacturing practice, GMP facility at their Zhejiang manufacturing site. As a global CRDMO, Contract Research and Development Manufacturing Organization company, PharmaBlock focuses on innovative chemistry and environmentally conscious manufacturing. The new facility will enable them to produce high-potency APIs, which are biologically active substances used in the manufacturing of medicines, in accordance with stringent quality standards outlined in GMP guidelines. This facility will further enhance PharmaBlock's capabilities in the pharmaceutical industry.
CCM Biosciences has a good news because they are launching a new business unit called CCM 5 Prime Sciences. This new unit will focus on the development and application of proprietary technology in the field of DNA biotechnology.
TLC Biosciences has announced a positive news, as they will be presenting at the highly prestigious 42nd Annual J.P. Morgan Healthcare Conference. The conference is an influential event in the healthcare industry, bringing together top healthcare companies, investors, and experts. It indicates that TLC Biosciences is recognized as a significant player in the field and that they have noteworthy updates or advancements to share with the attendees. This news signifies a positive development for the company and potentially opens new doors for growth and collaboration.
NEJM Evidence has good news. They have published interim data from the Phase 2 CYPIDASE trial, which shows promising results for ODM-208, an investigational oral CYP11A1 inhibitor. This trial evaluated the safety and efficacy of ODM-208 in patients with metastatic castration-resistant prostate cancer who have undergone extensive prior treatment. The publication of this data suggests that ODM-208 may be a potential option for these heavily pretreated patients.
IRLAB Therapeutics AB has extended the appointment of Gunnar Olsson as CEO. This is good news for the company, as it indicates confidence in Olsson's leadership and his ability to further the company's mission of discovering and developing innovative treatments for Parkinson's disease. Kuros Biosciences has good news to share. They have announced the results from 2 prospective randomized clinical trials, the STRUCTURE and MAXA trials. In medical terms, a prospective study is a research study that follows participants over a period of time to observe and collect data on specific outcomes. Randomized clinical trials involve randomly assigning participants to different groups, often to compare the effectiveness of different treatments or interventions. The STRUCTURE trial focused on assessing the safety and efficacy of Kuros Biosciences' next-generation bone graft technology. The results of this trial will provide valuable insights into the potential benefits of their innovative approach in promoting bone healing and regeneration. On the other hand, the MAXA trial aimed to evaluate the effectiveness of Kuros Biosciences' bone graft technology in a specific patient population or indication. This trial will shed light on the applicability and potential success of their approach in meeting the needs of patients in a targeted group. Overall, the positive results from these clinical trials demonstrate the potential of Kuros Biosciences' advancements in bone graft technologies. These findings are promising and could potentially lead to improved treatment options for patients in need of bone healing and regeneration. Entera Bio, a company specializing in the development of orally delivered peptides and therapeutic proteins, has recently closed a private placement with both existing and new investors. This news is considered positive for the company because it provides them with additional funding to support their ongoing research and development activities. By securing this private placement, Entera Bio has extended its cash runway, meaning they now have sufficient funds to continue operations until at least the year 2025. This financial stability allows the company to focus on advancing their innovative therapies and potentially bringing them to market in the future.
Chinese AI startup DP Tekken aims to expand its AI technology into human oncology, which is good news. This shows their ambition and potential for growth in the healthcare industry.
California-based startup Imprimed, which builds AI-powered dog cancer treatment technology, is mentioned without any specific news. Therefore, there is no clear determination of whether it is good or bad news. Apple halting sales of its Watch Series 9 due to a patent dispute is bad news. It indicates a setback for Apple and could impact their sales and market position.
Valley investors targeting cow burps to combat methane emissions is good news. This demonstrates innovative approaches to addressing environmental concerns and climate change.
Cogita, a wholesale marketplace for retailers, raising $86 million in a Series B round is good news. This signals strong investor interest in the company and its potential for growth. LTK, a shopping app, adds creator product reviews in its latest update, which is seen as good news. The addition of creator product reviews can help shoppers make more informed purchasing decisions, especially if they trust the influencers reviewing the products.
Lyft removes its mask mandate, which is seen as bad news. Despite the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Lyft's decision to no longer require face masks for riders and drivers may increase the risk of spreading the virus.
Amazon expands its custom-fit clothing service Made for You with athletic tees, which is seen as good news. The expansion of the custom-fit clothing service provides more options for shoppers who want clothing designed specifically for their body measurements. Walmart launches AI-powered virtual clothing try-on technology for online shoppers, which is seen as good news. The virtual clothing try-on technology can enhance the online shopping experience by allowing shoppers to see how clothing will fit before making a purchase.
Pair Eyewear focuses on adult glasses as it takes in $60 million in funding, which is seen as good news. The successful funding round suggests that the direct-to-consumer eyewear market is thriving and that Pair Eyewear is poised for growth.
Etsy has announced layoffs, which is not surprising considering the challenges the company has been facing. The article mentions the issue of junkification, indicating that the quality of products on Etsy may be declining, leading to a need for restructuring.
The EU's provisional deal on gig worker rights has not received enough backing from member states. This is bad news for precarious gig workers in the EU, as it means their rights and protections may not be strengthened as hoped. HomeCooks, positioning itself as the Etsy of food, has successfully raised $3.2 million in seed funding. This is positive news for the company, indicating that it has effectively communicated its value proposition and potential to investors.
Egyptian B2B e-commerce startup MaxAB and Kenya-based e-commerce player Wasoko are in talks to merge their operations. This indicates a potential positive development for both companies as they could benefit from the synergies created through the merger. A Lisbon startup that simplifies the production of customized merchandise has raised $19 million. This is good news for the company, suggesting that its innovative approach and market potential have attracted significant investment.
CryptoLove, NFTs can survive thanks to their communities driving them. Good news. This article highlights the belief that NFTs have underlying value and various use cases, indicating a positive outlook for their sustainability.
Hackers stole $2 billion in crypto in 2023. Bad news. While the trend of crypto theft is declining, this article still reports a significant amount of cryptocurrency being stolen by hackers, indicating the ongoing security risks in the industry. SVB, SBF, and OpenAI, the 2023 Chronicles 2. This podcast episode discusses various events in the cryptocurrency industry in 2023 without specifically mentioning any good or bad news. Archon Energy raises $110 million to expand Bitcoin mining capacity and launch an AI cloud service. Good news. The funding received by Archon Energy will be used to increase their mining capacity and launch new services, indicating growth and expansion in their operations.
Dog-themed meme coins are gaining popularity among investors. Good news. This article highlights the growing interest and demand for dog-themed cryptocurrencies, suggesting positive sentiment and investment opportunities in this niche. Bus stations across America are closing.
Bus stations across America are closing, jeopardizing a network that allows millions of travelers, many on lower incomes, to travel cross-country. How can spending be up when people feel down?
The Misery Index suggests Americans shouldn't be all that miserable, as spending is rising despite a general sense of negativity. Facing housing shortages, cities try cramming more units on lots.
Cities across the country are changing zoning to meet housing demand and curb soaring housing costs, although this practice has generated controversy.
For much of the world, inflation will be normal in 2024. Finally, inflation is predicted to return to central banks' comfort zones by the end of 2024, following multi-decade highs in North America and Europe.
The rise of the forever renters. Instead of becoming homeowners, many Americans are opting to rent, leading to the emergence of new types of neighborhoods and changes in saving habits.
Prices fell in November for the first time since 2020.
Prices experienced a decline in November for the first time since 2020, and consumer sentiment rose to a 5-month high in December as households lowered their inflation expectations for the coming year.
One Fashion Off Script launches an app to create and buy I'd-signed fashion. Good news. The company is introducing a new app that allows users to create and purchase I'd-signed fashion items, which can potentially revolutionize the fashion industry.
2. The circular economy promises to remake retail. Why is it so hard to trust? Neutral. The article discusses the challenges in building trust in the circular economy, which is a concept that aims to promote sustainability in retail, but faces skepticism.
3. Coach's knitwear supplier bets $1 million on Jelly Bean's fashion prediction tech. Good news. The supplier recognizes the potential of AI in predicting fashion trends and invests a significant amount in Jelly Bean's technology. 4. Peer-to-peer fashion rental marketplace. Pickle picks up $8 million. Good news. Pickle secures $8 million in funding for its peer-to-peer fashion rental platform, indicating investor confidence in the company's growth potential.
5. Boys Club co-founders want crypto skeptics to see it as a tool, not just a vehicle for finance or investments. Good news. The co-founders of Boys Club emphasize the usefulness of cryptocurrency beyond finance and investments, aiming to change skeptics' perceptions.
S&P 500 has a good news. Their benchmark index is hovering just shy of a fresh record, as it last hit a record in January 2022 before the Federal Reserve started its rate-hiking campaign.
Silicon Valley Bank's implosion. This is bad news for the fintech industry, as it indicates instability and potential setbacks for startups associated with the bank.
Vestwell raises $125 million. This is good news as it signals strong investor confidence in the company and its workplace savings programs. Salesforce acquires Spiff. This is good news as it shows the company's commitment to improving its commission management for sales teams.
Tamara tops $1 billion valuation. This is good news for the fintech as it demonstrates significant growth and investor interest in the buy now, pay later platform.
Fintech's wild ride in 2023. This article summarizes various fintech news of the previous week, so there is no specific good or bad news associated with a particular company. Ole, an on-demand fashion app, has closed a $1.5 million funding round. This is good news as it indicates investor confidence and potential for growth.
Psyche, a Web3 platform backed by 776, will serve as an incubator, marketplace, and social community for fashion designers and consumers. This is good news as it provides a platform for innovation and collaboration in the fashion industry.
Farfetch, a luxury fashion marketplace, had a strong debut on the NYSE, with its shares closing at $28.45, up 42%. This is good news as it demonstrates investor interest and the company's potential for success. Zalando, backed by Samware Brothers and Rocket Internet, has launched Amiza, a luxury goods and fashion portal. Although no specific news is mentioned, given the company's track record in expanding their e-commerce empire, this can be seen as good news for their growth strategy.
No specific company mentioned. The article features an interview with a London-based VC discussing their focus on early-stage consumer internet and B2B SaaS cybersecurity startups. No specific company mentioned. The article features an interview with a London-based VC discussing their focus on early-stage consumer internet and B2B SaaS cybersecurity startups. No specific company mentioned. The article features an interview with a London-based VC discussing their focus on early-stage consumer internet and B2B SaaS cybersecurity startups.
Company, bot built. The article highlights BotBuilt's goal of lowering the cost of home building through the use of robots. This could be seen as good news as it addresses the issue of expensive home prices.
No specific company mentioned. The article features an interview with a London-based VC discussing their focus on early-stage consumer internet and B2B SaaS cybersecurity startups.
Whatever happened to international entrepreneur parole? No specific company mentioned. This article discusses the International Entrepreneur Parole Program and provides alternatives for qualifying for it.
Equity Down Under: How Australian Startups Can Crack the U.S. Market. No specific company mentioned. The article features interviews with 2 Australian venture capitalists discussing strategies for Australian startups to enter the U.S. market.
VCs are entering 2024 with healthy paranoia. No specific company mentioned. The article features an interview with a London-based principal at Northzone discussing the mindset of venture capitalists in 2024. Deal Dive: Thank God a startup is solving the bedbug problem. No specific company mentioned. The article highlights a startup called Spotta that has developed devices to identify bugs before they become infestations.
Defy the odds, create a unique niche, and succeed beyond the hype. No specific company mentioned. The article emphasizes the importance of staying true to a company's mission when facing challenges or potential investments.